New this morning, North Korean leader Kim Jong Un and the South Korean president have met for the second time in a month. They discussed the peace commitments they made in a first summit last month. South Korea's president is expected to speak about the outcome of that meeting by tomorrow. This meeting comes on the heels of South Korea expressing relief over revived talks of a summit between the president of our country and North Korea. And speaking of that meeting, President Trump says he has spoken to North Korea and would still like to meet with Kim Jong Un and other leaders there. The White House initially canceled that meeting because North Korea ramped up its nuclear rhetoric. But North Korea said it was surprised by the president's decision. President Trump told reporters these on-again, off-again talks are simply part of the international diplomacy game.